Namaste, welcome to your self-yoga for menopause. My name is Julianne Garrido and I help women ease their symptoms with the power of yoga. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We release new videos every week. And also, if you are new to menopause yoga and you'd like some help getting started, download my free beginners bundle. See the link in the description. So today it's all about child's pose. And child's pose is one of yoga's most famous poses. It's supposed to be a restful pose in between transitions. It's supposed to be a restorative pose where we can stay longer, very grounding, very soothing, great for anxiety, stretching the spine, bending into the hips. But here's the thing, it's not accessible for everyone. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 tips to help if you have tight hips, if you have sore knees, or if you have sore ankles. So let's get started. First of all, let's look at what a child's pose should look like. And when I say child's pose, I'm talking the extended child's pose with the knees wide, okay? So you are going to take your knees as wide as your mat. You are bringing the feet together and you're pushing your bottom back to your heels. And then you're walking the hands forward, 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 lowering the chest down to the mat. And in an ideal world, the forehead would come down onto the mat. And as you're pushing forward with the hands, you're pushing back with your bottom, so you get this lovely lengthening all the way down the spine. Okay, so now we've seen what a child's pose should look like. Let's see how we can make it more accessible. And first of all, number 1, let's start with the hips. So if you're tight in your hip joints or if you have tight hip flexors at the front, right, it's gonna stop you from pushing back and bending deep into the hips, right? Equally, if you're large chest, large middle, that will stop you from lowering down. So I have a solution. If you take a yoga bolster or even pillows, remember this is great for doing on your bed, right, as a restorative pose in the evenings especially. Take pillows or a bolster and you think about bringing the mat up to you, right? You're not going down to the mat, you're bringing the mat up to you. So we're taking the same stance, we're widening the knees, feet together. You're bringing the bolster or the pillow and bringing it in between the thighs, groin, as far as you can. And then lengthening, walking forwards and lowering yourself down onto the bolster. And that makes it so much more accessible and makes it easier on the hips. Equally, if you don't have a bolster and you don't want to use the pillows, you can actually use a block just to raise the forehead, right? And that takes the pressure off the hips and again brings the mat up to you. Okay, so tip number 2, a lot of ladies struggle with the knees, and it might be that the knee joint and around the knee is tight, or it could be as a result of a pre-existing condition or injury. So I'm going to show you a couple of tips to help with the knees, and it involves a rolled up blanket or maybe 2. And first of all, let's just think about if you want to stay in child's pose for an extended period of time, a few minutes as a restorative pose, you might want to pad underneath the knees to take the pressure off. So I'm just going to use this to pad underneath just to give a little bit of support, and then that takes the pressure off underneath the knee. Okay, but what if you want to minimize the stretch around the knee joint? A great tip is to use a rolled up blanket or towel. I have a yoga blanket, and place it underneath. And in doing so, you're taking the pressure off the stretch that you normally get at the front of the knee. So taking the knees wide and then moving forward, that feels really, really nice. Okay, helps to protect the knees. Okay, so tip number 3 involves ankles. So a lot of ladies complain about the pressure on the ankle or the top of the foot. When it's pressed back in child's pose, you're pushing your body weight back towards your heels and the feet, and it really puts pressure on them. So a great tip for alleviating sore ankles again involves a rolled up towel or blanket. I'm just going to use this little thin one. And if you come into the pose and find where your feet come together, and then just lift them up, and you're placing the tops of the feet on top. It's a nice little padding. It gives a little bit of height and it takes the pressure off so you can enter the pose more comfortable. So those are the 3 tips for hips, for knees, for ankles. So you can enjoy your child's pose, go a little bit deeper into it or stay a little bit longer. Let me know which one helps you the most, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.